Chapter 14 The Weight of Secrets. The school day crawled by for Sam. Every class, every passing minute, felt like an eternity as he replayed the pre-dawn encounter with the glowing-eyed creature. The insistent tapping, the silent beckoning, the profound calm, and the creature's final, pointed gesture towards the woods. It all swirled in his mind, a vivid counterpoint to the drone of his teachers. He could barely focus on algebraic equations or the intricacies of the Civil War. His friends, Richard, Tony, and Daniel, were a constant, silent presence in his periphery, their expectant faces a reminder of the other secret he had to share. At lunch, they cornered him, a familiar ritual. "Seriously, Sam, what happened that night?" Tony pressed, his voice a low rumble. "Your bike looked like it went through a blender." Sam took a bite of his apple, stalling for time. He had promised to tell them after school, and he intended to. But how much could he really say? How much would they even believe? The truth felt too outlandish, too far removed from their everyday world of homework and video games. He couldn't just blurt out, "Oh yeah, I crashed because a giant lizard attacked me. Then a glowing-eyed creature licked my wounds, and now it's tapping on my window at 3 a.m. and I'm having dreams about ancient battles and shimmering books." They'd think he'd finally lost it. "Look," Sam said, lowering his voice, "I know it sounds crazy, but I really need to tell you guys everything after school. It's a lot." He glanced around the bustling cafeteria, paranoid that someone might overhear. "Meet me by the old oak tree, like we used to, before we head to my place." His friends exchanged glances, a mixture of curiosity and concern on their faces. They knew Sam well enough to recognize the seriousness in his tone. "Okay, Sam," Richard said, a hint of unease in his voice. "We'll be there, but seriously, dude, you're freaking us out a little." The rest of the day was a blur of nervous anticipation. Sam felt the weight of his secrets pressing down on him, two distinct burdens: the impossible truth of his own experiences and the more tangible yet equally perplexing mystery of the creatures in the woods. He knew he had to choose his words carefully, to share just enough to satisfy his friends without alienating them completely. Chapter 15 Confessions Under the Oak. As the final bell shrieked, Sam practically sprinted out of the school building, his backpack bouncing against his back. Richard, Tony, and Daniel were already waiting by the gnarled, ancient oak tree, its branches stretching like wizened arms towards the late afternoon sun. The usual boisterous energy of dismissal seemed muted around them, replaced by a quiet, expectant tension. "Okay, Sam," Daniel began, his arms crossed. "Spill. What happened?" Sam took a deep breath, the scent of fresh-cut grass and damp earth filling his lungs. He sat down at the base of the tree, gesturing for them to join him. "It's not a simple story," he started, choosing his words carefully. "That night, when I was riding home, something really weird happened." He explained his ride, the sounds of his bicycle on the asphalt, the fading forest sounds. He then recounted the sudden sharp thwack that cut through the quiet. "Something slammed into my back tire with significant force," he explained, grimacing at the memory. "It wasn't the glowing-eyed creature, though. This was different. Big, like a lizard, but way too big for around here, and definitely not a crocodile. We're 1,000 miles from any wild ones." He described hearing the screech of rubber on pavement and a metallic scraping sound as he was thrown off balance. He lost control, was flung sideways, and landed hard on the asphalt, the impact knocking the wind out of him. He showed them his still raw palms and the road rash on his knee, proof of the painful fall. "I could even feel the sharp edges of the chain sprocket scratch my leg," he added. "And then," Sam continued, his voice dropping to a near whisper, "that's when the glowing-eyed creature showed up. Not from where the lizard thing came from, but from a different side of the road. And I think that's why the lizard didn't attack me further. Maybe it saw the other creature or something." He looked at his friends, the memory still fresh and perplexing. "The glowing-eyed one came right up to me, and I thought it was going to attack." He took another breath. "But it didn't. It licked my leg, right where the road rash was." He touched his knee, wincing slightly at the tender skin. Its tongue felt really strange, rough, but not bad, he concluded, and then it just disappeared back into the woods as fast as it came. "I don't understand it. This lizard thing trashed my bike, but then the glowing-eyed creature came and helped me?" He looked at his friends, a mix of bewilderment and wonder in his eyes. "But wait, guys," Sam quickly added, his voice taking on a new urgency. "There's more. While I was at my grandparents', I had these unreal, vivid dreams. Like, intense. I saw battles between beasts, and I even saw an ancient person reading a shimmering book. And last night, While I was sleeping, the glowing-eyed creature paid me a visit. I woke up to a tapping sound outside my window, and it was signaling me to come out. He continued, "To be honest, after the bicycle incident, I don't feel any fear towards it. I didn't go outside not because I was scared, but because it was late. And I don't know how it would react if my dad saw it. But I felt it understood that I couldn't go out at that moment. It seemed to tell me it can be found on the trails, or we can be found on the trails." Tony's eyes suddenly widened. "Wait a sec, Sam. Back up a little. You're telling us you got a road rash and it healed in less than a week?" "Yes," Sam exclaimed, pulling up his pant leg to show them his now unblemished knee. "All my wounds healed. As you can see, I have none. I can't believe it myself, seriously. I even researched it online, but couldn't find nothing. I'm telling you guys the truth." Richard was the first to speak, his brow furrowed. "So you're saying a giant lizard attacked you? Then some other glowing-eyed creature showed up and licked your wounds? You're having crazy dreams about fighting beasts and glowing books. And this glowing-eyed creature is now visiting your window at night, and all your injuries healed super fast?" He sounded utterly bewildered. "It was here, Rich," Sam insisted, his voice rising with a touch of frustration. "Both of them. They were real. And the dreams, they felt real too." Tony leaned forward, a speculative look in his eyes. "A creature that attacks, and then some other creature that heals, plus battle dreams, a magical book, late-night calls from the woods, and instant healing? That's wild, Sam." Daniel, usually the quietest, finally spoke, a flicker of something unsettling in his eyes. "Guys, what if the lizard creature is the one responsible for all those pet disappearances? Even the radio broadcast was saying to not let any pet or elderly unattended. The police were even looking into it." Sam looked towards the distant line of trees bordering the school grounds, the very woods where the glowing-eyed creature had gestured to him earlier that morning. "No," he said, a newfound resolve in his voice. "I can't. I have to figure out what they were, what it means, and why that one helped me." He met their gazes, a silent plea for understanding. "You bet," Tony replied. "I'm in. Count me in," Daniel said. "Me too," Richard said. "But Richard, we need to be more careful from now on. Sam, my bike is in the shop getting fixed, as you already know. It needed a new wheel. My dad dropped it off at the shop. As soon as I get it back, we can hit the trails, and maybe even the den.